Hi guys, it's Mrs. Clutch, and we are going to be going into a few of the honors standards when it comes to volume of three-dimensional figures. So I'm going to share with you the skills practice for the course 3 book. So if you go into your Carnegie Learning, you're going to want to go to the course 3 skills practice, not the course 2 skills practice. So I'm going to share with you a couple of pages, go over a couple of examples, and then we will be assigning, mute this, we will be assigning a few word problems for you to be doing. They'll be also on this page. So you'll be able to follow along. It's very similar to what we've already learned with the regular. Just obviously now they're curved shapes. That's what we kind of call them. So we're going to be dealing with a cone, a cylinder, and a sphere. So I'm going to share with you the Carnegie Learning webpage. Hopefully you can see it all. Oh my goodness, I hate when this happens. Okay, hold on. There we go. Perfect. Okay, got it. All right, so here we have the volume of the cylinder. The volume of the cylinder is exactly like we did with the volume of a pyramid, or I'm sorry, the volume of a prism, where we have two bases, a top and bottom. So all we need to do is find the area of the base, multiply it by its height. The big difference is now that the area of the base is, I'm just gonna get out my calculator so we can do this. The area of the base is gonna be a circle rather than a, you know, and some other type of shape. So I'm just going to use a text box here. So for example, I'm just going to do volume equals big B times height. That anytime you see a big B, that means the area of the base. The little b or a lowercase b is going to be just the base, like when we're talking about two-dimensional figures. Or when we're just needing just a base, like a line across or something. But anytime you have a capital B, it means the area of the base. So the volume equals the base times the height. Well, now they're telling us the radius of the pepperoni. This is apparently a cylinder of pepperoni, which kind of sounds delicious. The radius of the pepperoni is 22 meters. So I'm going to find the area of the base. Now remember, the area of a circle is pi. I'm just going to write it out. IR squared. So we're going to have 3.14 times the 22. And again, I can't get the squared button here. So 22 squared. So when we do 3.14, I'm sorry, let's do 22 squared, 22, and then times 3.14, we get, the base then is 1,519.76. Well, that is just the base. So now they've given us the area of the base, and I need to, again, multiply it by a height, because it's like I'm taking the base and keep stacking it. So I multiply that by the height, which they tell me is 110. And that gives me 173.6.6. And that's going to be millimeters cubed, or to the third power. Because this is, anytime we have 3 dimensions, it's going to be cubed. It's going to be to the third power. So again, we're just finding the area of the base. Now this time they gave us the radius. You have to remember, if they give you the diameter, you're going to need to cut that in half and turn it in and make it the radius. So you can go ahead. We're going to assign number 2 as one of our homework problems. So I'm just, whoops, I got to get off this. Let me get back to the mouse. So that is one of the problems that we have there. So I'm going to have to erase all that. Sometimes, of course, it can never be easy. You know how that goes. So sometimes they're, in this case, they're giving us the, I'm going to make a text box here. So I'm going to just move this. Okay, the local deli sells cheese wheels. Each cheese wheel is a cylinder. The height of the cheese wheel is 2.8 inches, and the volume of the cheese wheel is 155.09088. Now they're giving us the volume. So now I'm going to have to kind of work myself backwards. So I still know that volume volume equals base times height. Now they're telling me the volume. So I have 155.09,088 equals the base, which again is the area of a rectangle. They're telling me that the, area of rectangle, the area of a circle. They're telling me that the radius is 2.8, or they're telling me that the height is 2.8. So I know I have 3.14 times the radius squared times the height, which is 2.8. I don't know what the radius is, but because those are all multiplied, I can actually do 3.14 times 2.8. So I have this 3.14 times 2.8, which is 8.792. So now I have 155.09088 equals 8.792 times r squared. Now I'm just going to solve this like I would solve any sort of problem. So I'm gonna actually go back and start drawing this just so I can see. I'm gonna draw it over here so you can see it. Let's see if I can get a color white here. Okay, so I'm gonna say I have that 1.55, whatever. So I'm just gonna write 155. You know the rest, point whatever. I'm not gonna write it just because I'm gonna be running out of space. 8 point. And this is point, we have the rest of it, 792. 2 r squared. So I'm gonna divide to try to isolate the r squared. I'm gonna now divide. So I'm gonna take my 155.09088 divided by 8.792. And I get 17.64 equals r squared. So now to find r, to isolate r and just get the radius, I need to take the square root of both of those. I know that the square root is going to be somewhere in the realm of 4, because I know that 4 squared would give me 16. So I get r is equal to 4.2. And that would be my radius, would be my 4.2 inches. I'm going to stop this so we can have this one video just dealing with cylinders. We're going to assign a couple more of these problems to you, and then we'll continue next time with cones, and then we'll continue again with spheres. Again, we have our problems worked out here. You just need to remember that when you're dealing with the cone, with the cylinder, cylinder like a soup can, you're going to be dealing with finding whatever the area of the base is times the height. If they give you something else, just plug it into that formula and then solve. So you can actually say that the formula is volume equals 3.14 r squared times height. That would be the formula to find the volume of a cylinder. All right, I'll see you guys soon. Bye.